Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali, let me get you a better image to look at, even though it's something that needs to be discussed so we can repair our perception of. Not all of us have this perception that Black love is broken, but there's a significant amount who are being exploited. They used to have black exploitation, and now they have Black love is broken exploitation going on in definitely social media, but all their media has been stacked to give us a false impression and to attack our community so that we have instilled this perception into our concepts about who we are as not only people but as individuals. And I want to thank Brother Diason Productions for sharing with me a video. I don't want to really mention the name of the YouTuber, even though I owe her no loyalty whatsoever. So maybe I will, because it really doesn't matter whatsoever. But I was just speaking about Tasha K, and I'm glad that she is physically unharmed, because all women, and definitely Black women, because we're the easiest to come against, um, are in danger from those individuals who perceive themselves as women. And I'm like shocked that there are, these people who refer to themselves as trans, that they go and they join women's athletics. You would think if they really were, sincere in their fidelity, they would recognize that their strength is just far greater than any woman's, pretty much. But they don't, because of just a selfish need on their part. So, in that regard, Tasha K, any woman is vulnerable to these entities. And it's part of the method that this society has of destroying bonds between genuine people. It can become quite overwhelming. You can let me go and make sure that you can hear me, because I can't verify by going to anywhere really. Let's see now. That you can hear me. Let's see. I'm not getting that. Come on, give. Oh, maybe I'm just supposed to do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. If anybody is listening, if you could put a one into the chat room, because I can't tell here at all what the heck is going on. It won't even allow me to. Let's see if I do that. Okay, there's two people listening, but I don't know. Let me post a comment. Let's see. Post one in the chat if you can hear me. Oops, I'm just such a stickler for grammar and all the rest of it. Post to, oh yay, peace, brother Uncle Claude's grown folks. Thank you for your thank you video, because I've been wondering and worrying, I have to be truthful, about you and your queen. So I'm glad. It was wonderful to hear her voice, and so glad to hear yours too. So peace to Sister Deborah Jefferson and Brother Diason Productions. Thank you so much for letting me know that we're live, because I'm not doing this by myself. Dr. She is here because we need to hear the men. We need to hear from the Black men too. It makes sense. I bristle at those who say that Black men have no right to comment about Black women. I comment about Black men. I do so in a respectful manner, because only steel can sharpen steel. But I love Black men. So why wouldn't I speak on you? You're the other half of myself. So same as far as men, Black men love Black women. And thereby Dr. She has more expertise on an intimate basis with Black women than I will ever have. So I definitely need to hear from him and from the brothers about what's going on, because it's just it's not tolerable, and we have to do our best to remind everyone that there's sanity out here. So
Yeah,
welcome.
peace, peace, family. What's good? What's good out there in the internet land? Holla at your boy.
Yeah.
What's up? What's
Uh,
our subject of matter today?
Subject matter is
Women's,
women's
women's and men,
folks.
women's
There
is
they are.
and men's is
Yeah.
broken, broken, broken. Or is
It
it
does
just
work.
the question is, are they broken or are they just perceived as broken because the
Mm.
way they're being perpetrated by in the media? Because you got the man, quote unquote, black manosphere and the black womanosphere and black feminists and all this stuff going on. There's so much manufactured conflict that it's kind of hard to determine what's real and what's just noise.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you have to be able to look into your own relationships and see what's real for you. You know what I mean? Because everybody's different. There's our women have so many different influences on them on a daily basis, along with the desire to succeed and achieve and have attain things. That at sometimes their energies can seem counterproductive to the man's energies, or to her mate's energies if she has a mate. So, well, she seems like she's in competition with the black man. You know what I'm saying? Almost, as opposed to working with, they're in competition. Like, how you gonna be in competition with a dude?
That was one of the things from the clip that Brother San shared with me from Tasha K. And I wish her all the best. I really do.
Mm.
I just have diametrically opposing conclusions. But she's wonderfully against the whole concept that men can put on a dress and some makeup and maybe even get themselves hacked up, and that turns them into women.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. And I guess that's why she's getting challenged from that faction, because she is in the middle of that Negropean
Yeah, and if you want to make
world.
that move to the next level, you're going to have to get with the programming.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to
exactly.
This is what we do. That's what you're doing down there in that sphere, which is your little YouTube black sphere, whatever. You say what you want. Up in this sphere, we got some guidelines, some DIE requirements, diversity, inclusion, and equality requirements that you're going to have to meet if you're going to get this extra paper. All right?
Listening to you, I would not be surprised if in a little while she comes out apologizing.
Yeah,
because that's what they have. I don't know. I'm not saying, but a lot of people, she's not a celebrity or anything of the sort, but a lot of people who are in that higher range of notoriety, they'll say something truthful. We all rally behind them. And then a week later, they're like, well, I'm so sorry.
Hey, man, them Google checks hit different, yo. Getting them Google checks, that hit different. You get used to that Google money on the regular, like, woo, my numbers. You know what I'm saying? What can you do?
Right.
That's just gonna have, it's gonna have some effect on your mood and what you say when the money get short. You know what I'm saying? And that's what goes on. That's what goes on. And hopefully she can survive the onslaught. We all have to learn to survive the onslaught.
Yes.
Everybody got their own challenges with that. So
yeah.
she got to answer for what she do. I got to answer for what I do. All right. But when it comes to this male-female relationship thing, the conflicts, a lot of them are rooted in unnecessary competition. All right. Too much into each other's energy. Like male might have a little too much female energy and vice versa. So there's an imbalance there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And also the black woman is generally more aggressive, quote unquote aggressive. All that, it comes in perspective. It's situational. You know what I mean? So the woman will be more aggressive vis-a-vis societal norms, seeking to do things that society demands. You know what I'm saying? she'll be more aggressive, and usually
wanting to seek those things.
yeah, she'll be more
Mhm.
aggressive and achieving those things, and she might be more knowledgeable about, just by virtue of her paying attention to those norms, those things, those guidelines, than a man would be. Yes.
I don't believe that that's actually true. I think that what it is that the Black woman's more honest, because looking at all the foreign films and books that
Mhm.
I've read and videos, there are some nasty non-Black women out there who are all about getting that bank, and feminism came from the white woman.
Okay.
And the whole concept of, you know, you need a whole lot of shoes and diamonds are girls. It's just that they use the recessive DNA, which makes them physically more weak, or because going to the gym, I would see the white women and we'd go and do things, and it's like I could just outdo the pants off of them. Not that I was trying, but I was just like, wow. And then athletics, you could see how we're stronger, we're built stronger. I don't think that Black women are more aggressive. I just think we're so disappointed.
Oh, no, you must understand what I'm talking about.
Okay.
No.
But let me,
no, listen to me.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, because I was wondering, like, what do you disagree with? Because I don't know what I was saying. So, okay. No. I'm not talking. The aggressiveness I'm talking about is.
But I'm trying to explain it.
What?
Which is that we are so hurt. We're so hurt
Uh-huh.
by a society that has pivoted its hatred on all of Black us.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're a woman and you're supposed to be captivating and attractive and inspire the man to protect you, we're so disappointed because we are at the bottom of the pecking order as far as society considers what's attractive. Let me get through it. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what non-Black men have to think or say about us, because I love our features. I love who we are and what we are, and when we embrace it, we're gorgeous. This woman has the same features as Tasha K,
okay,
but she has her natural hair, so she looks.
Here's my point.
More
I'm
feminine.
not concerned about outside people looking.
No, but I'm saying why Black women are so perceived as aggressive.
Like I said, growing up, how they looked at us was not even an issue. All right, we didn't look at our world like that. All right, how we saw things in the media, we didn't care what was in the magazines other than Ebony or Jet. So listen to me. So the whole concept of comparing ourselves to white people was more like a TV thing. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We lived our own lives. We had our own social setup already. We had our own pecking order, everything. Our beauty standards, they were all there already. Know what I'm saying? So we didn't come out of. My point is that the aggression is set up within this cultural sphere. All right? I'm not talking about external forces affecting us to cause us to want things. You know what I'm saying?
But don't they affect us?
No, they do.
When I see the videos, the music videos, you would see the rappers when they first got started, they would show the sisters from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then as time progressed, suddenly everybody got lighter and lighter and whiter and whiter. Okay. And faker and faker. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, also, like I have family members who are more perceived as on the spectrum of what the media would consider attractive, because they have more aquiline features.
Okay.
And when I would go out, I could be hearing crickets. I didn't understand that as a young woman. It hurts, but you make an automatic assumption. She's more attractive than I am because she looks. I didn't say whiter, but you look at the features and you make an automatic assumption. Those are the features everybody wants, including Black men. I'm not of the standard. I knew Black men are attracted to Black women. And I was so grateful when I snapped out of my own hell and realized, wait a minute, the Black man loves me. What the heck am I fooling around with bunches of people who can't stand me for? Let me be with my brothers. But I'm just saying that there's a whole nother world that it's hard for men to see, that Black women exist in. And that's why you're looking at some of the madness.
No, I know what you. I understand.
That's all
I
I'm
understand where
saying.
you're coming
It's pain
from.
coming
I
from
understand where you're
that.
coming from.
Yeah.
I'm just not relating my discussion to that. I'm not relating my discussion to that.
I don't know. I think that's integral.
I know what
because
you're
that's
saying. I know what you're
what
saying. I'm not
leads to
relating
it.
my discussion to that. I'm relating to us within amongst ourselves. All right. Yes, there's ideology, but for like I said, we didn't. Like I said, it's funny because growing up, we didn't have color consciousness like you'll describe it today. Know what I mean? Our color consciousness was a little different in the hood. You had light skinned people, dark skinned people, things like
Yeah,
that.
I
Good
grew up
hair,
in the
things
hood.
like that. But it was all black. None of it was.
Yeah.
But none of it was related to that.
No, I know.
Outer. You know what I'm saying?
But
it was related. It was always related to our inner ideology.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How we looked at each other, how we perceived the world. So, like I said, the dominant quote unquote culture. I mean, white folks. Let's keep it simple. They were over here, like, yo, they're not even a consideration in my day-to-day living. I'm telling you, they were not even a consideration. I was in Brooklyn too. It wasn't like that. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They were around, but they were so far from our I mean, maybe in school you might have a white teacher or something like that, but they had zero influence on us, how we interacted with each other. Know what I'm saying?
And I think that's mighty because that's why you're a brother. You love blackness, and that's just natural for you.
That wasn't even, like I said, I didn't grow up in somewhere where you were isolated from black people, and
I wasn't.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying if I had grown up in some place like that, maybe a more mixed neighborhood or something like that, or maybe more. Maybe lower middle class as opposed to just poor. Maybe if I had been up a grade, maybe lower poor class, then maybe I'd have been
But I think
dealt with more of that.
That aspect that makes it impossible for you to see is because you're a man. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
I wouldn't say that.
But I'm saying that this is, and maybe we'll be able to invite other people on so we could have sisters.
I wouldn't say it's because I'm a man.
Verify. But I'm saying black women have pain.
Yeah,
we wouldn't be so vulnerable if it weren't. And the pain comes from that specific origin where we see, like you see a black woman, and for my whole youth, I just assume I was ugly. And I'm not alone in that. I am not some kind of aberration. So I'm saying there is a standard, a beauty standard. We're not thinking about, I know most black women don't want to be like Becky, but it's not the Becky thing.
I know.
Even when it comes to straightening the hair, I realize we're not straightening our hair because we're trying to be like a white woman. It's because it's become an indoctrinated tradition. And it's a symbol of power.
It's what we do. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so that's what keeps us from embracing our natural hair. So there are realities, just like there's realities with men that I cannot begin to understand. There are realities with black women that black men can't begin to understand. You just
well, if that's the case, then we can shut this discussion down right now.
I don't think so.
If we can't begin to understand them, then there's
I said there's certain. I said there's certain realities, and there's no reason. Like when you describe men to me, I don't tell you you're making it up.
No,
I'm saying that there's things that go through women's psyche, black women's psyche, that is difficult because you are a leader. You are used to your comfort zone. There's a different comfort zone that men have. But see, women don't have that.
Here's the rub. See, this is what goes into our discussion. No, she thinks she's the leader now. That's the goddamn problem.
That's wrong. And that's the wrong thing.
That's the problem, because she's the leader now. Because she's leading, she's leading in what we do and what time we do it. And she's leading in what we want. What's the house we gonna have? She's leading all of that. That's the problem.
Agreed.
That's the problem.
Agreed.
And that goes back to what I was talking about in a roundabout way. Like, yeah, she's more aggressive on these things. You know what I'm saying? Than the man. So she's taking the point, and that kind of jacks things up, the balance up, because he has to take the point.
Right.
in order to make things work properly. You don't understand this. Yes,
I'm just
this
trying
is a
to
lock and a
explain
key.
where that
This
comes
is
from.
a lock and a key.
Yeah.
All right, a key. A lock is made with a certain amount of tumblers inside that have to be hit at a certain succession to you to get into that door. The same thing with the male and the woman. Yes, they go together, but there's certain aspects each got to take on to turn that key to get through that door to what's called family, success, things like that. Right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why separation is absolutely vital, because we must gain control of our narrative, because even the heartache that young Black girls feel, it's not easy for a man to identify with that, to understand that. And so that leaves us vulnerable, because as women, we're not strategizers like men are. That's why you're the leaders.
Yeah.
You could look at another man and you will not fall for the BS. You could look at the macro society and you may not fall for the BS, but we will. We will. And we'll take it. So you look at all the fakery. You even said yourself that there's gotten to be a level of fakery with the eyelashes, the weaves, the blonde hair that is just off the charts.
It's costume.
It's costume. But I'm saying, why?
The women are putting on costumes.
But why?
You have to get a new hair, your hair done a different way. You got big giant sunglasses.
I understand.
You got cake face makeup on. You're hiding something.
That's what are you hiding?
Exactly.
Why?
You're insecure.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm gonna let you talk. But I'm
something.
just saying that is a real factor in what makes sisters so vulnerable to the macro society's programming, even if they think they're pro-Black. They're thinking with a Negropean mind that makes them perceive. That was the thing with Tasha K, where she said that, oh, you're not a woman if, you're a man trying to be a woman. But then at the same time, she said, but Black women embody both masculinity and femininity more than any other woman. And I said, no, that's because you're thinking the white woman is the height of femininity.
Absolutely.
And she's the height of manipulation. That ain't feminine. Being manipulative ain't feminine. I'm done. I just said my piece.
No, I'm just saying it's more to it's a cultural aspect and a class aspect to all of this too. You know what I mean? The poor are separate. We don't think about being together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I grew up poor. We were separate. We didn't consider never time getting together. Know what I'm saying? So depending on your quote unquote class structures you were brought up into will make you more inclined to other things. Now, when you grow up and you get older and you want to change your class or move up in class, now you're looking at the white woman.
Yeah.
All right. And what she got and what they doing and how they take care of themselves and how they pamper because they look like they're on top. So you're looking at somebody that's supposed to be on top, you want to emulate what those on top do. Correct? So that comes to that. So now you got the Birkin bag and the shoes and the Louis Vuitton luggage. Now all this goes into play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they've been pushing
because the white folks don't tell you that most of their quote unquote class consciousness is based around materialism and debt. You know what I'm saying? They left that part out. See, most of their class rising consciousness is based upon money manipulation and debt accumulation. All right. To make it look like you're living higher in the hog than you are. They always try to make it look like Black folks is the one that's always living beyond their means, but you ain't seen nothing.
Yes, you know it's so true.
The white boy got to have a motorcycle, a boat, and a truck.
Oh my God.
And a truck for everybody else in the family.
And they'll have right next door separate houses so they could put all their stuff. I watched the show American Pickers, and I'm like,
seen nothing
good
yet.
Lord, well, how much stuff do you need?
Yeah, because it's a debt-driven society, and the accumulation of debt is so important. That's why they don't like the poor, because the poor just broke.
And they learn how to get along.
Exactly. Right. They just don't have no money. See, I can't make no money over somebody can't get no credit.
Right.
See, I like you guys who kind of work for the transit authority, city job guys. We love y'all because we're gonna extend your credit and milk y'all.
Right.
The poor, when they lose money, they just broke. They never go into the red. They just ain't got no money. Know what I'm saying? But you guys, quote unquote, middle class, you're always in debt. Because you're living beyond your means, you're always in the red. See, that's the trick. So But like I said, my point when I'm going into the class situation is that the class situation also changes the attitude of the woman and the perceptions of the woman. So there you go.
That one's tough for me only because I'm not, and you've said it before, I'm not a materialist.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
Well,
I
you're
don't
odd out. You're an
understand
odd
that.
person out
Yeah,
on
I
this
know.
discussion.
I genuinely wanted to be in love.
Mhm.
I wanted to be amazed by the man that I'm with. And I wanted to be, I had to learn that I had to be best of friends with him. He had to be
Mhm.
somebody who just awed me with his,
Yeah,
and which you do.
You're a dreamer. Yeah, you're a dreamer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know people have said that about me, but I'm living my dream
Okay.
because I had faith. I never, and that's one of the things about when you come with this lousy attitude that all black men are awful, all this and that.
Mm.
Any intelligent black man worth his salt is going to see you from 20 blocks away,
Mm.
and he's going to avoid you altogether.
Yes.
Like right now, we had not a disagreement, but we saw things from different aspects. And on
No,
my
I disagree
part,
with you. What are you
yeah, I
talking
know.
about? No, I disagree totally.
But on my part,
Uh-huh.
because you are precious to me, I sat back and said, let me see this from his perspective and speak like I care.
Mm.
And so I
That was a good acting job.
thank you very
Good
much.
acting
I'm
job.
so good at that. I
See,
should
sister, you need to take lessons, take notes.
Jada Pinkett,
You gotta
should be
fake it.
call me, girl. I'll
gotta
tell you
fake it
how
till
to
you
have a
make it.
real marriage.
You
But
gotta fake it till
anyway,
you- yeah.
but yeah, so I think that is part of why
Mhm.
sometimes black love has a difficult time is
Yeah.
that there are materialists out there
Well,
who are just looking at the bag rather than looking at the man, and they're telling folks now you should be earning $100,000.
but like I said, that goes back to the root of the problem is that we haven't defined love. You have to define something in order to achieve it, right?
Okay.
How you get? I'm just saying we haven't defined love. People have to. You have to define love in your life. You know what I'm saying? For you to achieve that matter. So, if they've defined love as these things, and you define love as these ideals, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You might not be able to make that work.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So you have to go find those things that match your polarity, things that you can connect with. You know what I mean? Opposite does attract, and you kind of that works too. But the opposite is the female and the male. All right, you can't be opposite on every goddamn thing that you talk about.
Right.
No, that's not cohesive in a relationship. So what happens is you start agreeing. You'll disagree on more than you agree on, but you're trying to have a relationship. That's going to be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
All right. So, because we go right into this dating thing when you start with somebody, like you have to date, and like this dating thing makes everything a relationship. All right. So the dating thing forces everything. See,
now you have a very interesting philosophy about dating.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
as
it's designed in this society.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm just saying,
I have
in
no
terms
concept
of
dating, yeah.
No, you have where everybody it jives with the reality of dating, where everyone is going to be on their best behavior.
Yeah.
And so you don't really get to know that person
exactly
to find out what their real core is. They're going to just show you the facade, and then when you decide, oh, he's handsome enough,
no, because
he's
you don't
got
want
a
to
job,
know,
and you get in the relationship, and then you find out I don't like them.
You don't want to know who they are at their core, because you want them. You want to know if they want to meet this, if they fit, they want to play this role. See, you're looking for somebody to fit. You're not looking at a person to know who they are at this core. You're looking for a mate, somebody to be with you. Know what I'm saying? And that's the conflict. You're not looking at them as a person to know, like that.
Right.
Just to know who they are and what they. When you have this, if you have to meet this assigned role for me to be related, know what I mean?
You're almost playing dress up.
Exactly. No. You're not trying to explore a person as a person. All right. Everybody's looked at us as this potential suitor. Like, you're a suitor.
Right.
You're a suitor. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't get to know a person.
That's true. And
because you got to wrap around this date, which is me. I got to get to know you, and I got to understand. When do I try to kiss you? You know, all the dumb shit you got. It comes associated with this social media, the social
Right.
design thing that you've seen on TV over and over again.
And
all
that's
these
what makes it
style,
scary.
all these roles, and yeah,
That's what makes it
parts,
scary.
yes.
Because real people, you can't control real people.
No,
And
you
that's
don't
one
want
of the
to.
things.
You shouldn't want to.
But a lot of women do because we become
You
afraid.
shouldn't want to. Man.
And so you feel like you need to get a man you could work on.
Mm-hmm.
You could improve his style. You could do
Yes.
this. You could make him into a beta male, which is what they're trying to push. But that destroys the essence of manhood.
Yes.
And that's not what you really want. And so these relationships wind up breaking apart because you're both pretending in the relationship.
Yeah. Yep, pretending. That's what it comes down to. Well, playing, like I said, playing these roles, man. The problem is that we are programmed. All right. We are programmed from childhood into these roles, and it's hard to break the programming. And you're making so many mistakes. Know what I'm saying? Given the program that a lot of us are pretty much ruined by the time we like 35. Just been through too many men, been through too many women. It's like, yo, what's
right?
Know what I'm saying?
You can't even muster up the strength.
No, it's just you've been so damaged. You know what I mean? So there's so much damage. The black woman is damaged as teenagers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're heartbroken back then. They done gave their love to somebody they knew at 15 years old. Like, they couldn't do nothing.
That was so
And
pure.
you gave so much to this guy, and it's like, what the hell? He wasn't able to do nothing with that, even if he wanted to.
Right. And often, I remember you told me you had a conversation with a teenage couple or a girl, and that she was telling you about her boyfriend, and you were like, well, she was always having problems, and you asked her, well, what do you want? Have you created an idea, concept of what you expect from a relationship? And she's like, what? Huh? She didn't even know what you were talking about.
I didn't know what I was talking about.
But you did.
No, I'm just playing. Yeah,
no, yeah.
What do you want? Like I said, if in a relationship, what do you want? The relationship is what you make it. The both of you got to decide what you have for each other. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, since the woman is heartbroken at such a young age and damaged at such a young age, because she's been messed over, allowed herself to be messed over because of her ignorance or this programming that's in her about princess and
Valentine's
all that
Day,
stuff like that. And then you got the hood shit, which really just mess you up. Oh, he played basketball. He got money. You know what I'm saying? Look what he got. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff like that, along with your heart, you're devastated. 17 years old. So it's going to take 10, 15 years to recover from that.
Yeah.
Right? From the devastation you went through.
And then you go on the social media.
You're jaded.
You go on the social media and run into these guys who, if they were to actually have a conversation with somebody slightly sane, they would be exposed for the people that you used to know in the neighborhood who you're like, she a little crazy, he a little nuts, and everybody would avoid. But now on social media, they get to live forever, espousing the most ridiculous nonsense.
Yes, because ridiculous is
that's
what they
all
want.
about giving up. That's all about just having a lifetime of bitterness, a lifetime of anger, and thinking that you are a god all by yourself and you're perfect.
That's what social media is a way to vent. It's designed for venting. You know what I'm saying? It's a societal vent. So you don't act up and go crazy and start changing things. Let them talk, say what they want. You know, it's called freedom of speech. You can say what you want. Say it. That's
the
out.
problem. Too many have been actually saying good things. They want to shut that freedom of speech down.
Get it out. You got freedom of religion. Be religious as you want to be. Say what you want to say. Get it out on social media. All right?
While they promote those that they want to get.
Whose ideas exactly? Who they want to rise above the crowd.
Exactly.
It's a way to control the narrative.
Right.
I hate to use that word. Sorry, fam. I didn't want to use that.
Oh.
It's a way to control the storyline. All right? It's a way to control what you're thinking about. So if I go to the paper right today or social media right now, in the black Twitter, they say the black Twitter, black YouTube, whatever, you'll see certain trends. All right. Or you can go to Google and they'll have a trend thing and you see all the words and the biggest word is the one that's trending the most.
Right.
And so you see all these trends. So they want to control the trends that's going on in the narrative in your head, so I can control the outcome that's going to go in your head, what's coming out of your hands.
Right.
That's all it's about.
Right.
If I control what goes in, I control what goes out.
Mm.
All right. So when your greatest asset is your greatest liability, right? And your greatest asset is your ability to think.
Mm.
And that has been quickly curtailed, so to make it a liability for you. So you
Right.
can't think.
Right.
All right. There's so much noise. There's social noise. There's emotional noise. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
There's environmental noise around you so that you cannot focus.
Mm.
And you need
It's
to be
food
exactly.
noise.
All this is designed to keep you from focusing.
Mm.
All right. That's why you think they keep with the daylight savings time? It serves no purpose. It's not a farming community. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you off balance. Because y'all don't get up early. Y'all get up when it's time to leave. I gotta be working 9. Let me get up at 8:45. So everything is a freaking rush.
Because you gotta stay up late
exactly,
for your partying.
Exactly. Or you stay up late online. You stay up late doing something, binging on you. You stay up late doing something.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're under constant. That keeps you stressed out. To keep you stressed out keeps you unhealthy, keeps you vulnerable.
You just made me consider why this delusion about the white man also has gotten a footing, because we as Black people, we don't know the damn thing about white people,
man.
And so if you are constantly destabilized, then you can prefer to believe in a fantasy.
I'm gonna tell you how much.
Okay. But you could prefer to just dream about this Prince Charming that I'm just like, you talking about this white man? You talking about this white woman? It's like every single day. I said it at the outset. They're killing their whole family members. Do I wish that for them? Of course not. Yeah. I'm just saying, you could dream on.
Yep. Well, that's right. It's fantasy, and a lot of this fantasy that you find that you call history. A lot of this fantasy that you call history in America, your experience here in America, is designed to keep you off balance. All right, designed to keep you stupid. The guy we had to walk in the dirt past the white people. We couldn't look them in the eye. We couldn't do this. Right. Oh my God, they beat the hell out you. All that stuff, like a lot of that shit. Pardon me. That's a lot of that stuff is totally blown out of proportion and manipulative. All right. Because if I can keep you in a constant state of abject fear that you was always scared, you've been scared, you ain't never did nothing, not to fight, but to fight back. And I'm putting all these Negroes over you that want to be with me, that identify with me, in charge. They're going to run the gate. They're going to run the race game on you over and over and over again till you can't get nothing done. That's what the trick is.
Right. You think
so we come from families, bro.
Right.
We come from families, man. We come from families of people that survived a lot of trauma, all right? And thrived under it and still remained family. Think about that shit. And had guns, and we hunted and we killed and we took care of ourselves.
Right.
And a lot of us was not scared of no white people. And I'm talking about in the 1800s either. We was free up in this camp. You know what I'm saying? Right. All of y'all was not slaves.
Right.
All right? That's the secret. A lot of manufactured fear is designed to keep you in abject servitude and a certain class of you in authority over you.
I guess that's how all those black towns got started. Because if you were in abject fear to start with, you wouldn't dare.
I tell you one thing,
wouldn't know how to build.
It wasn't no Negroes from no HBCUs going to start in them towns, except one, and he started college.
Oh,
Booker T. You know, this was the ones that couldn't read, couldn't write, barely wrote, barely write, knew the soil, wanted freedom. All right. All right. They ain't go to no colleges. All right. But they wanted a town. They wanted to build a society for themselves.
Right.
All right. Them the ones you should be talking about, not the ones that's been begging all this time.
Right.
These people went and did something about their situation. All right.
Right.
Think about that.
And that in and of itself infests the mindset where, black women are going to look at black men as if they're punctified,
exactly,
as if they're
they didn't do
ineffective.
nothing. They can't build nothing.
Right.
If you had a house, you built a house.
How many could build a house
exactly.
right now?
You had a house down there, you built a house.
Right.
All right, let's keep it real.
Right.
If you had a farm, you ran a farm. If you had a car, you fixed the car.
We used to have so much millions of
acres and acres of land. Yes. You had milk. You milked the cow.
Right.
You had to feed the cow. You had to care for the cow if it wasn't well. You had to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We did shit. Right? And now you let a bunch of cats that don't do nothing rule over your whole, determine the whole outcome of your ideology.
Which
you got a whole class of people, Negroes, the Negro whisperers.
Okay.
You call leadership out here. They don't do nothing. Oh my
God, are they awful?
They don't do nothing.
They're awful. I mean, they're awful. They offer no rebuttals, no questions whatsoever.
That's why the women and the black men are in conflict, because that feeds them too. That keeps them in power. If the man is ruler of his home, ain't no Negro coming in telling nobody to do nothing in my house. Ain't no minister coming to tell nobody in my house what to do. All right? No politician. If I'm ruling my house, ain't nobody come from outside and rule unless I have some say so in it.
Right.
All right. So that disempowers them niggas too.
Right.
All right. Right. Because the pastor want to run your house, brother. He want to tell your wife what to do in your house. That's the problem. Talking about you ain't listening to me. You listening to men, all the women listen to men all over the goddamn place. They just don't want to listen to their man. All right? Right. Who you think is telling them what to do? Men. Who built the damn building they go living in? Men. Street lights, men. Cars, men. Birkenback, men. Just come on. Hey, brother, that's bullshit they talking. I ain't gonna listen to no man. You listen to men all the goddamn time. The woman is God. You doing everything man tell you do. Stop it. You so why don't you follow your man?
Right.
That's the problem.
And that's, when I think about the way social media is controlled, that is a programming that men who control, and I'm talking about the white men who control social media, determine what's going to be popular, what's not going to be popular. That's the programming that is being infested into not just Black women. I have to make this emphasis here, and let me
absolutely
go down and check and make sure folks and family are here. Peace, beloved sister Jasmine Virgo and KG 111. Oh, Nano John, it's good to see you. Now let me go because I want to share.
Peace, fam. We just run our mouth.
Yeah, we running our mouth, but I don't know. It's up to you, King.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Women should date up and choose richer, successful men, writes Jana. This is all for the white women. This is all, they even hypergamous dating. And in this article, which I read, this white chick was...
So go back to hypergamous. Multiple smashing multiple partners at the same time?
This is nothing but prostitution.
Exactly. So what you've been doing. Yeah, keep doing what you've been doing.
And so in the article, she's saying that when she dated a guy who stole money from her wallet. You dated a crook. Like the rich white men out here ain't stealing money. The candy from children, the food from children's mouths. You looked at the prices, you looked at inflation, and you think that somehow morally, whether somebody has a lot of stuff is going to give them a better character, you're an idiot. Then this is all the white women. So, this is something where they're trying to encourage women to think more on a prostitute level. I'm not saying whether she is or isn't, but I'm saying she's thinking.
Yeah, but
suggesting
this is considered, this is considered practical thinking.
Right.
This is practical thinking. She's thinking practically, pragmatically.
All right? Tell me I should.
All right. And so now you're going to have a practical, pragmatic, boring, conflicting relationship to go with it.
Right, with a trivial man.
Exactly, because you're thinking pragmatically. You have a checklist, and you're looking for people to hit these boxes. All right. So you're just not even looking at the person. You're not even looking at the candidate. Job, own car, lives by, got his own house, You ain't got to look at the dude in the face. Okay, what else you got? Yeah, makes over such amount of money. Yeah, over 5 feet 8. Yeah, okay, good. Hey, what is your name, sir? And then you look at him because you look like you're my candidate.
Yeah, exactly. Then you look at him. So you miss his whole spirit. You've missed what makes humanity and life worth a damn.
Of course, there's guidelines. I mean, you can't be with the person. Ideally, you don't want to be a man that can't provide for you at a higher level. You want a man that can provide you at equal or higher level than the level you were brought up on.
Right.
That's really the guidelines.
Right.
You don't want to be a man that's going to have you at a worse level than you grew up with.
Right.
That's going to be a problem.
That's going to be a conflict.
All right. So when you somebody, when you grow up in, single family homes, a band practice, a ballet, shit like that. You got a woman from that type of background, and you from the hood, 20 stories, 2 elevators, half of them broke, they ain't working half the time.
And they always smell
what I'm saying? Yeah, they smell you. You got to be able to keep her where she was at, bro. Then go up, all right? You can't bring her to the projects and just leave her there like, yo, we see where we at now. Now, if she down for whatever, then yeah, that can work.
Yeah, that can be.
But that's a very rare occurrence.
Especially these days.
It's not fair to her.
Yeah.
And her family, really. Because remember, you're marrying a family. You're supposed to be able to raise up a family to another level. That's the goal, not bring them down. Go ahead.
See, now that is something I love about the brothers. Of all the men on the planet, you have a just sane, rooted understanding of what really matters in terms of, like knowing you want to be careful not to get involved with certain women. Like women will be walking around with everything hanging out thinking they, I got it going on. And half the men they walk by will know that's trouble. And the woman will never realize, why can't I get a man?
No, you can get any man. You can get a man every night. That's
exactly. But
that's the problem.
She's looking for someone significant. She's looking for that soul-to-soul connection.
Yeah, but you attracting flies, but you want.
But she looks pulchritudinous. And so men will go, yeah, okay, it look good. I'll hit it for a night. But that's not something long-term. So that's that quality, that leadership quality that we need, where you're not just thinking right this second, you're thinking forever. You're thinking lifetime. What would happen? I can't keep that kind of woman safe. I'm going to have to fight constantly.
Especially she wanting big mouth like to run and talk to everybody, talk to all that talking.
Yes.
What are you talking about? You making my brother kick your ass? Like, oh, come on. Baby, I'm just trying to chill. You know what I'm saying? Just be quiet. I got this. Get your ass kicked.
Right.
Stay away from them, man.
Right.
Got more game than you got.
Right.
Leave her alone.
See, and that's the thing is just like stepping away from all the different programming, because all the best of white people. I hope they can work it out, but really, it takes them hundreds of years just to change the slightest concept. And they always get back into chaos thinking. And so we have to divest ourselves from the even hint of a notion that they have something to offer us, that we have to measure our success by their dysfunction. Because that's what the society is they've been lying, the movies lying, them TV shows be lying, and they're lying about who we are too. Because I can't even watch their crap anymore, not at all, because I know if it's white people, especially here in the US, they're going to come, and in Britain, they're going to come up with some insult towards Black you and me. Sooner or later, there's going to be, we can't be in a loving relationship together.
Unless
No,
it's
that's
a white
not
person involved.
Exactly. And so that is a big factor in terms of Black women being able to actually connect with a righteous man, and they're making righteous men look like there's some sort of like corny thing.
Yeah, they just jealous. The righteous men gonna get all the skins. That's why.
They're gonna get. What do you mean all the
No.
skins? You got to tell me what that means.
All the sex. That's right.
Oh, okay.
That's right. They jealous.
Right.
That's jealous. Man. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Okay.
Nah. Hey. How you gonna make the righteous man don't care? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
He too busy living good, feeling good to be caring about somebody hating on him like that.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're gonna go into your spot, do what you do, and you're gonna be good. You ain't worrying about that. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I'm saying? That's the women gotta worry about that because they get caught up in that smoke screen.
Right.
The righteous brother ain't worried about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because only the certain type of women is gonna meet that category anyway. So he's good because what's his is gonna fall right into his lap. You know what I'm saying? The problem is you're looking for stuff that ain't yours. That's not yours. You know what I'm saying? Women have styles and flows, and everything is not for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like goes back to like, for example, Joe Smith and his wife having that problem. She on OnlyFans and stuff like that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, her energy was she from the hood. You know what I'm saying? Her energy different. She ain't. Most basketball players, though they from the hood, they kind of stay in their little basketball silo. You know what I'm saying? They have their environment, they flow in. No, they go reading the sport, but they kind of stay with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's certain aspects. She's grown up in New York in the 70s and 80s that these sisters was going through getting this money that was like total gangster. You know what I'm saying? And you hook up with a woman like that and you ain't know about that, then you can get jammed up. I think that's what happened to him. He didn't understand her energy. She's a go-getter. Right. You know what I'm saying? And she's a have a little want some more Negro too. Like I gotta have me some more of these things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. She up there drinking harmless
water. And if you ain't that type of man that's really gonna be a go-getter, like rock, go getting all the time, always trying to upgrade, then she ain't gonna be satisfied with you other than trying to, unless you're a charity case that she's trying to work. I think that he was more of a charity case for her.
Well, you know what?
Like I'm trying to make up for all my years of hoeing. Let me take care of this man here.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
There's an aspect to men that I realize is that they could get jammed up in a bad relationship because they want to do the honorable thing. And they're going with an old sort of program. So a woman like that, she could be working it. And she could be, he in the NBA and all the rest of this. And they will get physical. And he feels like, okay, I have to be honorable by this. I know she, I think I could, marry a whore. I'm not saying anybody in particular. I'm just saying, and turn her into a wife. And you got to just make a fine line. So it's not even that they fall that deeply in love with the woman. It's that they just want to give her an example of a good man. They think that they can save
Captain Save
the sinner. Yeah, Captain Save-A-Ho. There you go.
Captain Save-A-Ho.
Yeah. And you can't unless she wants to, so that when you meet her, she already healed.
Men are the maintainers of women. All right? A man is going to take care of a woman, ideally. That's the thing that's going to give him the most pleasure. You know what I'm saying? In his life. And that's what a lot of these guys are missing. Is that you maintain a woman in the structure in a family to build a nation through. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you maintain that woman to ensure that your seed is strong and your future is secure. All right. You ain't maintain a woman so that you can have a G-Wagon because she working just hard as you and you both got G-Wagons. You know what I'm saying? That ain't really what it's about. It's about you maintain her so she has the energy and the focus to put into the children to help provide for the future. Right. Give them a firm start. Health, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That's what she's supposed to do. She is going to maintain them for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's about, really. Right. Because since we got into this materialist thing, we're not thinking about the future. We're not thinking about land and family and nation building. We ain't thinking about that.
That's right.
They talk about it in a kind of off kind of way. We're going to be a power couple, but you're really talking about within the structure of European ideology and
so
structure
you can
society.
Show off the things you got.
And we're talking about building a parallel social reality. Right. That's different.
That's the power, right?
We're not talking about Dolce & Gabbana. We're talking about building our own brand of bag. You know what I'm saying? Unattached to Europeans and having our own manufacturing to make it happen. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're talking about a whole different level of stuff. All right.
That
Can exist
scares.
outside of the control and management of your manager, your Jewish managers, and all your structures and your bankers. Know what I'm saying? We're
Mhm.
talking about building a whole different type of societal structure. That is a very daunting task, and everybody ain't made for that,
I noticed.
or even to think about that. All right.
Uh-huh.
Because when you look at the odds against you, it's like, oh my God, how are they going to do this?
Right.
But
Right.
that's what you're supposed to be looking at in your relationships. It's really you're the foundation of a whole new power structure.
And to me,
Right.
I see it as there's no other alternative, because you got Target selling T-shirts with Satan on
as
it.
they supposed to, because they're representing their ideological shift,
Right.
or shifting back to their ideological roots. Actually,
Right.
all right. They decided that they don't need this religion and stuff no more. We switched you back to your ideological roots.
Right, because
All
we
that
could
stuff
get
is
more
immature.
done.
Yeah, exactly. Because we don't need, because your day is done. You're gonna die off. We don't need you no more. All right, we're gonna try. We at this technology level now. We can start using this melanin to extend our lives. We don't need a whole bunch of white people running around no more.
Oh my God, they are actually, they say the melatonin pills are dangerous, but they are steadily giving it to their children.
Well, they're not using that. They're using something. They try to do something different. They try to extend their life genetically. You know what I mean? But they can't have the masses of their white population organized. So we have to destroy their family structures and things like that too. All right, keep them disorganized. All right, because disorder is where they rule at. They rule through disorganization.
Right.
Because they have a strong order they can implement. They can pay you to do things, to do anything, and shut your thing down. That's what they believe anyway.
Yeah, they do. They have a very
but they can't shut down the sun.
No.
They can't stop the planet from moving on. They can't even destroy the planet. That's the biggest bullshit going. We can destroy the world 27 times over. They ain't destroying nothing. They ain't got that type of power. They can delay it with some toxicity, but this world is not going to be destroyed by none such as them. No temporary people like that. The energy that created the universe ain't going to let that. These little dust mites destroy the planet. Stop it. All right? That's more believing. You believe they press. That's why you're impressed. All right? Stop believing they press. All right? Yeah, they can destroy your little town. Yeah, they can do some things, but they can't stop. That's not even a discussion.
Right.
All right.
Right.
The best you can hope for is they manage to destroy each other and leave you out of it.
Well, yeah. That's the thing is that even in talking about the radiation, melanin is not a cure for radiation. You need to do things in order to protect yourself. But at the same time, it's a hell of a lot more strengthening than non-melanin or than eumelanin, which what we have eumelanin, they have pheomelanin.
Yeah, faux melanin.
Faux melanin. That's how I got it.
Faux melanin.
Faux melanin. And so when I collect the data on obituaries, there is a rollout of white people just dropping dead like flies, literally just flies falling. And yes, it is affecting us, but I think that's the reason why they're shipping, encouraging everybody to eat the sea moss and shipping the rice free to the Caribbean nations and over to Africa, is because they're like, look, all of this toxicity is really going to take us out first and foremost.
Rice and pea now?
Yeah, exactly. And
rice and pea. Rice cheap now.
But they're not dying fast enough, so I guess that's why they're saying they need to open up nuclear power plants.
They out in that sun eating that fresh fruit all the time. It's hard to kill them, man.
Yeah, that's
out in that sun all day getting black, eating that fresh fruit.
Be laughing at the toxins.
Everything fresh, fresh slaughter, and they kill it. Please, come on, that's hard to kill people like that.
Yeah, and just have a core of calmness.
They need you in a disease state to control you. They need you immunologically compromised to control you.
Right.
That's part of the deal. Right. When you think 25,000 year cycle is about, it's about helping you improve your immune response so you can overcome the control.
Yeah.
You can fight the control mechanism. You can't do it on their diet.
Speaking
if you look to the Bible, even they said in a what's that? Who was in the lions then? Daniel. And they said, no, we ain't going to eat the king's meat. We don't eat the king's meat, bro. Don't eat the king's food.
Right.
They can't eat the king's food because when you eat the king's food, you become like the king. You get the diabetes, the heart disease, the cancers. All right.
And then they'll slowly talk you into believing that you can't survive simple pathogens.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's the goal.
I'm like, oh my God, we barely get coals up in here.
Yeah, that's what we have. Like I said, that's what we have this for. This is a whole ideology we're trying to institute, a whole cultural shift.
Right.
If you shift your diet, you shift your culture, you shift your ability to perceive. All right, because a lot of times your perceptions are compromised because your diet is so poor. You can't perceive reality properly if you're not getting enough glucose to your brain, enough oxygen to your blood, to your cells. You know, that compromises you. That means that you're not using all your facilities properly.
Right.
So you got to get on this diet. We got to get back into our fasting and prayers and things like in meditation and things like that.
Oh my goodness, the morning, the stress, the prayers,
because the stress is overwhelming. These things will help you release stress.
Right.
And the stress is killing you. The cortisol is killing you.
That way you can think more clearly and accomplish your goals more certainly, because my goal right now is to finish my latest book. And when something happens that throws me off my game, it's hard for me to sit down and face that labor, because for me, I'm not like a happy writer. I'm like, okay, I love the story. I love you. I can't stand their media. And so I got to produce something as an alternative because I love entertainment, but it's hard to do. And so to be living a life which is just filled with health, and then I exercise. I mean, I'm on just like a sublime, peaceful high on a constant basis, so I can sit down and do something that's daggone hard to do. Now, when I have a moment where something goes wrong and throws me off my kilter, then I'm just, oh, there goes my day. I can't sit down and write a damn word.
Yep. So how you like living like that?
Oh my God,
that's
I
the
can't
goal,
imagine.
and that's the way society is. That's what you're living like that.
Right.
You're so much, you're under it all the time. You don't even perceive it because it's just you were born in this stress. All right. You're born in this stress. It's all over, and you don't even perceive it.
Wow. Right? It becomes just the normal.
It's the norm.
Right.
So that's why you're always hot and uptight, never all right.
So there you go. There are aspects.
How you gonna deal with a woman like that?
Ooh, right.
How you gonna deal with a man like that?
Right. You're not. You are.
No,
but you're gonna just suffer through it.
It's gonna be crazy.
Right.
It's gonna be crazy. Because they crazy. Breathing in all type of chemicals all day and eating every goddamn thing. Don't know what an organic vegetable look like. What kind of mind are you? Yo, right. Don't you understand that you are chemistry? You're microbiology. You're genetics. All right. You are a complex formula. All right. Let me tell you, let's make it even simpler. You are a beautiful meal.
Okay, right? You got to explain.
You are a beautiful meal. All right.
Of what?
Seasoned perfectly.
Oh, okay.
All right. And every time it's seasoned perfectly. All right. But when you introduce the GMO, you introduce the cow milk, all right? Introduce all the white bread and the wheat and all these toxic chemicals, it messes up the whole meal.
Yeah.
All right? It destroys the flavor of the meal.
Right.
One little chemical off destroys the flavor.
That's right.
Cooks know this. Oh, shit. Too much turmeric.
Too much of whatever. I mean? Yeah.
A real cook know this. Like, I did it
and
too
it's
much.
Just
That's
over
a bitch. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how you are. That's how delicate your body is. It's tough and it's resilient when working properly. Yes. But it's a well-timed and tuned instrument. And you messing it up.
Wow. Should we ask if anybody wants to join us?
If you have any questions, right?
Oh, okay. Does anyone have any questions? and you want, I put in there to have questions because we ready to
How can
interact.
they join us? We can't even hear the questions. Anyway.
No, oh my goodness, you're right. Okay, on this system, I wouldn't be able to. We wouldn't be able to hear you.
Yeah, so
we got
gotta delay that.
a new system, so
Yeah, so
we'll have to
if
wait.
you got a
on
comment,
that.
you could write it in. You could write the comment in. We'll read it.
Oh yes, definitely. If anybody wants to has something to add or wants us to, highlight a particular aspect of the difficulties that Black men and Black women seem to be having, I think it's deliberately fomented perception, then yes, please do. So taking it from the top, greetings, Uncle Claude,
peace, fam.
Deborah, Jefferson, Diesan Productions, Warrior Status, Ogun Bolak, Paul Manuela One, and brother Mafalme Dome. I that's how I know how to say your brother, but Malik Dome Yawa.
Peace.
And beloved sister, dear sister Afro Blue Atlantis, good to see you. Nano John, Kamisi Fox, good to see you, my brother. And KG111 and Jasmine Virgo. And Daryl, I feel, how you doing, King? And General Mosquito, greetings to you, beloveds, everybody. Thank you for coming on in. And so if anybody has any questions, let me see what you're saying right here.
You got some input on the male-female thing. You can type it in.
Yeah, you can type it in without a doubt. And thank you, brother Mafalme, for the saying great conversation. So brother Diesan, you're saying people are not getting enough water, which isn't in the food, I think you mean, but people eat food that doesn't. Oh, it is in the food, but it doesn't provide enough water.
Actually, yeah. What they're doing is the food is dehydrated. The European diet is very dehydrated. All them breads and cheeses, all that stuff sucks water out. It's dry, and salt and sugar. That's sucking water out of you.
Right, because it doesn't have the nutrition in it.
The chemicals.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. In their process. They're sucking the moisture right out of you. So yeah, you just ate a cake. Yeah. You just lost how many ounces of water?
Right.
All right. If you didn't replace that, you run around dehydrated.
Not that that's going to fix all the issues coming from eating.
But if you're dehydrated, you lose energy.
Right.
You're dehydrated. You're losing energy. That's all. That's what it's going to equate as initially. Energy loss. Then you just get sick. The other things will happen.
Right.
Your prostate gets smaller and tighter, and you know what I'm saying. Your kidneys. They start shriveling up.
Yeah.
Like your hand stuck in water for 12 hours. They shrivel up. I mean, in vinegar. I mean, when you pickle something. Like with salt, they use these preservatives. They shrink. They absorb water. They shrink things. That's how they do it. They absorb the water.
Right.
So they absorb the water in the walls of your veins and your capillaries, your eyes. All right.
Yeah, like especially when you see salted,
yes,
dried fish.
Yes, exactly.
It's just completely shriveled up.
Exactly.
Right.
So sugar does have some of the same properties. Eating all that wheat, breads and shit all day, that do the same thing. You gotta be careful. I don't care what kind of bread it is. You don't need to eat a lot of bread. We're not them people. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep it to a limit so no one gets hurt, like the rhyme said.
Okay, I don't see anybody asking any questions.
Hey, you're good. I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can just blame everything on the black woman if you just want to do that.
You funny.
You just blame everything on the black woman. It's all good.
Yeah, and sisters, you could just blame everything on the black man.
Exactly. Everything will be just like it was before we got here.
Yeah.
The key is, unity requires sacrifice. Unity requires cooperation. All right. Unity requires agreement. You can't be in a relationship with people that you don't agree with. All right. Because the sex is good. That's what's going on.
For temporarily.
Exactly. You don't agree on nothing, but the sex is good. You stay together. Or he got a job, or he got the 401k, and he's paying the rent. That's what you're doing.
That's what winds up happening. And that is a significant aspect to it is because if you don't, I know as a woman that
so who's the whore, right? So who's the whore?
What do you mean?
If that's the case, then who's the whore? If you're only with him because he provides this, that, and other thing, he's only, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, but that's always been an issue where, and feminism has used that, where they're just like, you're with this man because of his financial protection.
You can find a woman like that now. Don't worry about that no more.
Right, because a lot of people would get married because it was a thing to do without, feeling any, like I know.
The stigma.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is that awe factor that I have, just for you, is so extending, where that has been the I don't know what the catalyst that has made me learn, so that I take in your energy, your instruction, and your just difference from me. And I know I'm not the bee's knees. I make mistakes all the time, but I know I am an intelligent woman. And I've never been able to really listen to people around me, because I always just would look and assess, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, so I'm not going to listen to you. But because I've been so just yearning and cherish your presence.
I know what I'm talking about.
And no, it's not even necessary, because you can run across people who their belief system is so deep that no matter what you say, you present a million facts at them and they'll ignore them all.
Because they don't know what I'm talking about.
No, it's not that. You know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to explain how that makes all the difference in a relationship. When you're not there for the money, you're there because the person is extraordinary to you. And thereby, that is a more secure connection. I'm not saying you need to be with somebody who's just like absolutely perfect, because Dr. She ain't perfect. All right? I'm not perfect.
I speak for myself. I'm perfect.
But he's perfect for me in the lessons and in the guidance, because I'm open to him. I'm not measuring him according to somebody else's standard of, okay, man's got to do this, he's got to do that, he's got to bring you flowers, Dr. She has never brought me a single flower in our entire relationship. I would be,
go outside and grab one.
I know. I would be disappointed at this point in time if he brought me flowers, because I would think, why are you thinking so low of me? That you think that I'm this kind of woman who the only thing you need to do for me is bring me some flowers and I'm going to be happy. I would be saying, what did you really, really do wrong? And I would know there was a dead body somewhere.
As I toss the flowers in the garbage can before I come upstairs.
Yes, exactly. She gonna know. She gonna know.
Toss those.
Because I just wanted to know him, the person, not this friggin' map they give you on how to find your significant other. I wanted to be in love with a person. So as he changes, as he grows, and I can just sit back and say, that's him. That's the real him. And I enjoy the journey, rather than just needing it to fit in this little picture and it's all got to stay the same. And if it changes in any way, I can't handle it. No?
Yeah, well, that requires definitely some trust. Just trust. I mean, well, like I said, like we said before, the root of the problem with the relationships is that we don't trust each other, or we're not willing to go through the pain associated with trusting people. You know what I'm saying? There's a possibility of failure in every relationship. All right. And sometimes you just get tired of those possibilities. So you're trying to eliminate all those possibilities.
Right.
Based on all your experience. You know what I mean? So a lot of us end up with nothing, because we feel like we've experienced all these other things and we're not open to letting somebody else learn to be themselves in your presence. You know what I'm saying? Because all people are trying to do is be themselves. And the more, when you can let somebody be themselves,
right,
and that's a certain amount of honesty that is invaluable. All right. But when they reveal themselves, how do you appreciate that or not appreciate that? Know what I'm saying? They might offend you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, that's who you are. Oh, shit. No. know what I'm saying?
I was
That's
waiting
that
for
risk.
that.
That's that
Right.
risk everybody has to deal with. And that's the risk nobody
Right.
wants to take.
And nobody wants to talk about.
Yeah, it's a risk. Me revealing myself you might not want me no more.
And that's when it becomes you can feel like you're in a prison
Mhm.
as opposed to in something that adds to your life.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, that risk, like I said, there's a risk involved with everything. And sometimes you get too old, you don't want to take that risk anymore. You know? So I think that could be part of it. With the women, a lot of them are totally, I think, delusional in their ideology about men and what to expect from a man sometimes. But I think it's not necessarily just one mass delusion. It's based on how you grew up, the environment you grew up in, your epigenetics of your life. You know what I'm saying? Your experiences. All right. Some are just totally unrealistic. Some are more open. Some are totally jaded. Some are more. Like I said, everybody's different.
That's true. Everybody is different.
So everybody's not for everybody. Everybody's not for you, brother.
But I know
sister, everybody's not for you.
We would do so much better if we didn't get our concept of what life is supposed to be from these very confused folks. Yeah. And women definitely, because we don't see the program, the macro structure. We just give our full faith to it as a measure of this is what the society says is successful. And then we bring that back to the man, and we have this feeling he's supposed to, like a puzzle piece, fit into that board that it doesn't even fit white people. And so it that's where I think it'll be easier for us to connect, Black men and Black women, the more we separate, the more we start manufacturing our own products, writing our own stories, and leaving the expectation that everything is supposed to be like what white people produce, and they've stolen everything. We just have to, tone it down and say, okay, this is a little just what I can do right now.
Yes, absolutely. You have to start somewhere, and it's not likely you'll start at the top. And that's the big problem for a lot of people. They want to start at the top.
There you go.
You don't build the house. You don't build the roof of the house first. Right? You build the foundation first. And the foundation is the dirtiest part of the job. I ain't sign up for that. Call me when you put the roof up. Don't call me when when you need to paint the kitchen. Some of your kitchen painters, like, yo, call me. Some people just couch sitters. Call me when the couch is in there, and I'll get up in there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't want to lay the foundation. All right. So this is lay the foundation line. All right. If you want to be on lay the foundation line, it's different energy to know just want to sit on the couch.
Because I ain't waiting for another year, another 2 years, because these people done lost their daggone minds.
We need lay the foundation type people. That's the only way this shit is going to go.
Yeah.
All right. White men have made you couch sitters. You know what I'm saying? Backseat drivers.
Tell it.
Football team, my team cheerers. They're taking all your militant spirit away from the Black man and made it sports and things orientated.
Things that do
know what I'm saying?
Building
while you still remain built no foundation for yourself and your future. Even if you're rich and you really built no foundation for yourself.
Ain't that a shame? The richer they are, the less they do.
Because the rich they are, the more they depend on the enemy for support to keep their wealth. All right? Right. They're not rich in you. They're not rich in their own culture. They're rich on how they were able to exploit their ability to get white folk money. All right? And now they further wrap themselves in their culture by investing with them, doing their stuff with them. Right. All right. They just take you away. All right. That's what that is. All right. I say all that to say that, the decision has always been in your hands as an individual. Yes. All right. Nobody coming down from on high to make a world for you or to build an idea for you. You're going to have to pick up the bucket where you're at. Right. You're gonna have to go down there. Well, no, that's the opposite of it. Booker T said, "Cast your bucket where you stand." That's what he said. That's what he
very wise.
Cast your bucket where you stand. This is where you standing at. Make your move right there.
Mm.
All right. You're in this relationship, make your move right there in that relationship. Build on it from today. All right. This is where we going now, such and such and so and so. They might not want to go that way with you. That means it might be a time for parting ways.
Mm.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wasn't going nowhere and you wasn't going no goddamn where. Maybe y'all meant to be with each
You
other.
know, sometimes that's an aspect, is that everybody wants to blame the other person,
Yeah.
and they don't want to look at their own part
Yeah.
in what came about.
You attracted each other for a reason, damn it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, because that was a big feature for me, was I was like, wait a minute, I'm not getting in the type of relationships I want to be. What am I doing wrong?
Mm.
And this was something we had talked about before, where a lot of women will get to a bitterness where then they just want to, and this is something about the swirlers. I'm not saying regular Black women, but just the swirlers. I can't stand. How dare you blame all Black men or all Black women if you are a Black male swirler?
Mm-hmm.
How dare you put your own dysfunction at the feet of all Black people? That's just cruel.
Yeah, it's easy for them to do because they're totally self-interested.
Oh.
So that's the easiest thing to do. It's their fault. They're Black and they holding me back.
Right.
Their Blackness is such an offense to me, embarrassing me.
They're wishing that they could get the respect of the world.
Exactly.
I want to be able to walk places and not be carrying all Black people with me.
Yeah, exactly. So of course they
like
gotta dysfunctional self-consciousness, race consciousness, I would call it. You're race conscious, but it's very dysfunctional. Right. You think anybody does is Black is against you. Like, oh my God, you're making me look bad. Right. Know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, what do you care?
Yeah, exactly. Like, yo, what the hell? Like, yo, he's got the right to be an asshole. He's an asshole. What
right.
You got to defend him to your white friends. Like, yo.
That's how I was like, I'm so through and over with being embarrassed about anything that a Black person does, because that is the protection of a nation.
Exactly.
A nation is the only way, our own separate nation is the only way that we're going to be able to just be ourselves and be free.
You're running around worried about what Black people. What's this? Did you see him on TV? Oh my God, it's go to.
Right.
Like I said, you've taken the mentality of the Negro, because he wants to hang with the white folks and is worried about what they say about him when he's not in the room and what they might confront him with. You don't want to answer them questions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I did want to say, Sister Jasmine, I think that's great. You are so blessed that your son has started juicing, because sometimes it's the children, you could pass the good habits and the good knowledge on to them, but because we are not in our own society completely at all, they can just take on what they think is normal, and they'll look at your better training and say, oh, what happened?
Yeah, exactly. And it's easy to lose weight.
Oh, okay. All right. That was just went to sleep.
Yeah. And tell them it's easy to lose weight. All you have to do is eat real food.
There you go.
That's the start. It's slower. You'll lose less weight, but you'll lose weight if you eat only real foods.
Yeah.
That means you eat food. You won't eat stuff that's in a package with a label.
Yeah.
If you don't eat those things, you will lose weight automatically.
Yeah, that's true.
Just that simple thing.
That's close.
It's got a label on it. Can't eat it. I can't eat the chips. I can't eat the cookies. I can't eat the loaf of bread.
Yes.
All right. Look at the label. Oh, can't eat that.
Yes.
Now, if you make the bread, you can eat that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you make the chip yourself, you can eat that. All right.
I don't know about the chip.
I don't know. It's not good for you.
Okay.
No, it's fried. It's not good for you at all. But I'm just saying, though, them people, they don't care about that. I'm just saying, if you do it yourself, it'll be better for you.
It'll be better. If you feel like you're addicted to it.
Damn near guaranteed. Matter of fact, I can guarantee 100%. Anything you make for yourself will be better than anything you buy in a pack.
That's true.
Literally.
That's true. Because you're going to have a healing energy.
Exactly.
That you
and don't buy the damn package to make it either.
Oh my goodness, right?
I'm making a cake. I'm making it from package. No.
I do have to add one egg.
No, that don't count.
Right.
No, it's that if you make it yourself from scratch with your ingredients, guarantee you'll be better. You'll lose weight.
That's good. And he says he has more energy now. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's
fruit
what
Fruit
happens.
gonna give you energy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be it might be his blood is thinned out. Because the fruit does that too.
That's
so you have more energy.
right.
Because your blood, because that processed food make your blood viscous.
That's
lose energy.
ooh, we're the winners. The truth is the winner, and truth is on our side. So, all right, I think we said all we need to say, King.
You did?
Yes. Oh, okay. He's going to the bed. He's coming back. And so I'll wait until he comes on back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess you're back. All right, family. I'm going to say my piece and let Dr. She finish it out.
I have no piece to say.
Well, I'm going to say
I'm
bye
good.
first, and then you finish it up. All right.
Finish what up? I'm
Finish
done.
up.
If there's nothing
You
to
done?
say, if you're done, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Love you, family. Straight Black family pride. And we
Peace.
are forever. Peace. Love you, everybody.